Marcus wiped the grease from his hands and looked at the old sedan one more time. The engine was fixed, but his heart felt heavy. Being a single father to 7-year-old Lily meant every dollar counted. His small garage barely kept him afloat. Most days he worked on cars until midnight just to pay rent and put food on the table. But today something felt different. The black SUV pulled into his lot just as he was closing up. A woman stepped out and Marcus felt his breath catch. She was elegant in a way that seemed out of place in his run-down neighborhood. Her name was Elena, and her daughter Sophia sat quietly in the back seat. The little girl pressed her face against the window, watching everything with curious eyes. Elena explained that her car had broken down 3 blocks away. She had managed to get it here, but barely. Marcus could hear the desperation in her voice. He looked at the clock. It was already 8 in the evening. Lily would be waiting for him at his mother's house. But something in Elena's eyes made him pause. She looked exhausted and worried. He told her to wait while he checked the engine. Under the hood, he found the problem immediately. The timing belt had snapped. It was a major repair that would take hours. Parts alone would cost more than most people carried in their wallet. He walked back to Elena and gave her the news. Her face fell, and he saw tears forming in her eyes. She opened her purse and pulled out everything she had. It wasn't even close to enough. Marcus knew what he had to do even though his own bank account was nearly empty. He told her he would fix it tonight, and she could pay whatever she could afford. Elena protested, but Marcus was already walking back to the garage. He couldn't explain why he felt compelled to help this stranger. Maybe it was because he knew what it felt like to be alone and scared. As he worked, Sophia wandered into the garage. She was about Lily's age with the same curious spirit. She asked him questions about the tools and watched him work with fascination. Then she said something that stopped Marcus cold. She asked if he was married. Marcus smiled sadly and shook his head. His wife had passed away when Lily was just 2 years old. Cancer had taken her quickly and left him to raise their daughter alone. Sophia nodded thoughtfully and then whispered something that he almost didn't hear. She said her daddy had left them last year. She said her mommy cried at night when she thought Sophia was sleeping. She said her mommy was the best person in the world and deserved to be happy. Then Sophia looked up at Marcus with eyes that seemed far too wise for her age. She whispered, "Please marry my mom." Marcus felt his heart crack open. This little girl was carrying the weight of her mother's sadness. He knelt down and took Sophia's small hands in his. He told her that her mommy was very lucky to have her. He told her that things would get better. He promised that good people always found their way back to happiness. By midnight, the car was fixed. Elena had fallen asleep in the waiting area with Sophia curled up beside her. Marcus gently woke them and handed Elena the keys. She asked how much she owed, and Marcus told her to pay what she could. She handed him the money from her purse, and Marcus accepted it, knowing it was all she had. As they drove away, Sophia waved from the back window. Marcus waved back, feeling something shift inside his chest. The next morning, Elena returned. She brought coffee and breakfast sandwiches. She said she couldn't stop thinking about his kindness. They talked for an hour about their lives and their children. Marcus learned that Elena had been a teacher before her husband left. She was working 2 jobs, now trying to make ends meet. Elena learned that Marcus had given up his dreams of engineering school to support his family. They discovered they lived only 4 blocks apart. They laughed about how they had never crossed paths before. Over the following weeks, Elena kept finding reasons to stop by. Sometimes she brought lunch. Sometimes she just wanted to talk. Sophia and Lily became instant friends playing the garage while their parents worked. Marcus found himself looking forward to her visits. Elena made him remember what it felt like to hope for something more than just survival. 6 months later, Marcus proposed in that same garage where they had met. Sophia had whispered her wish, and somehow the universe had listened. Now 2 families who had known loss and loneliness had found their way to each other. Sometimes the greatest repairs aren't the ones we make to engines. They're the ones we make to broken hearts. And sometimes all it takes is one act of kindness to change everything. If this story touched your heart, please hit that like button. Share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Subscribe for more stories that remind us of the good in the world. And leave a comment telling us about a time when kindness changed your life.